Okay guys, welcome back to Tonton's Tactics. We are once again looking at a new source video. This time we are looking at Fieldcraft Survival's one-man CQB video with Mike Glover, who's former Green Beret. He's got some really good points. Guys, this is a great video for those of you that are looking to use this as more of a visual aid for learning CQB tactics rather than trying to improve your playing ability in game. Mike's video really addresses a couple of key fundamental points in regards to footwork, barrel manipulation, body position when approaching doorways and things like that. That's all really important to know in real world CQB. In game, that's kind of fixed for us with mechanics. Our characters will only do, as you can kind of see, is only ever going to move how they move. We can't adjust footwork and barrel orientation, and particularly when we switch out to pistol, always going to be fully extended. So Mike talks about bringing the pistol in a lot closer, particularly when you're approaching a threshold. So we're going to work with that. We're still going to use his tactics. Some of the big things he talks about is great little bit of terminology flowing through the pie state. Love it. We're going to try and not be super segmented as we go through. I'm going to try and keep it as more of a flow. There's a couple of other key points that he makes. If you're quiet, stay quiet. We're going to do the best we can with that. There's going to be things like we're going to try and slow down. We're going to reduce the signature as much as possible, so we're not trying to make a whole bunch of noise at the start. Once we make contact and we trigger the rest of the building, then yes, of course, we're going to go loud and do whatever we need to get through it. A little bit different than UF Pro's method insofar as attacking corners. So what UF Pro does is he kind of stays in the doorway, attacks the corner, and then if there's something there that's more than he can handle, he's still got that threshold there to push back out and reacquire. Mike's method is kind of attack the corner and flow straight to it as if it's a point of domination, dealing with that problem. So he's very much in the business of closing the distance rather than increasing distance. We're going to see how that goes. My only concern is in the video, Mike specifically mentions he's using a Glock 17 as his everyday carry pistol. In game, we don't have a Glock 17 option. We've got the 19 and the 22. 22 is a 40 Smith & Wesson. 19 is the 9mm, which I believe is going to be. Don't believe the Glock 17 he was using was a 9mm. So we're gonna go with that. That's as close as we've got. It has some disadvantages though. It's as far as like in-game mechanics, it's quite slow on the draw. So we're going to select jacketed hollow points. It just ever so slightly increases our critical hit, chance to hit. So you can see there, we're just trying to increase that as much as possible. And we've got no option regarding sights. He was using iron sights in the video, so that's fine. It wasn't going to make a difference anyway. We're equipping an MP5 just because it's smaller. It gives us a little boost in mobility, so we're not carrying something heavy like a Scar 17 or whatever the case may be. So we're keeping an MP5. The moment we start, we're going to switch that out. Again, no plates. His sort of context for this was clearing a structure, a known structure, either your house or a friend's house or some sort of situation where you've been called in. So again, no plates. So that'll be interesting. Alrighty guys, well, without further ado, let's give this a red hot shot. Going with that theory that it is a known structure, your house or a friend's house, we do know the layout, generally speaking. Okay, got a couple of auxiliary rooms. We're going to decide whether we're going to deal with those. Again, Mike said we deal with open thresholds first. So if there's a doorway that's open and one that is closed, we're going to go with that first. Okay, let's see how we do. First things first, let's get rid of all of that. Switch out MP5 for the pistol. What we might end up doing, guys, a little bit later on is if we do find this pistol, just because of the way the game works, is ineffective, and we're just not getting the damage required to make this sort of as realistic as possible, then we'll switch out for possibly the Glock 22 with the larger caliber. Okay, so flowing through the pie state. Yeah, okay. Taking hits straight off the bat. Let's let this develop a little bit, and that's why we're just going to hold this edge. No point overcommitting if we've still got guys rushing the room. Okay, slowly work around. Clear more of this. Okay, doors open. We kind of expected that with how many guys came through. I'm going to pause there and shift focus into the room. And then come back out and attack that corner. Okay, we know that's clear, so Mike said as soon as you know it's clear, forget about it. You're not part of a whole team where that's your job to get to that spot. We're just working as a single unit here. So we're going to treat this, start the game again. Move over and pie. We've got a little bit of clutter in the corner. Let me move this so we can see what we're actually doing. Okay. Doors closed there, so we need to attack this corner. Okay. And again, another closed door. I'm going to focus here, get to this corner, and we're just going to wait it out. See what happens. Check no one comes out of this room. No one comes out of this room. Okay. Our most likely area of threat is obviously down in here. We know the floor plan, so I'm actually going to transition sides so that when we open the door, we're out of the way of that. We've only got to deal with this little bit here. Okay. Get some distance again. Clear nice and slowly. Hold that door for a second, make sure no one's coming through. Okay. Again, we want to have the least exposure when we open this door. Clearing as much of this room as possible. The game itself is a little jolty. I do want that to be a little bit freer flowing, but alas, we're not going to quite get there. Okay, and we're good. So this room, we're going to deem that clear and approach. Got a little bit of clutter in the way. I'm not a massive fan of that because ideally we want to be right there, opening this up so we're not exposed to much. Instead, we're going to have to be down here. Alrighty, let's get that door open. Fix right on the apex of this threshold. We're getting a little bit better at that now. Yeah, nice and slow. Alright, that's clear. Quick look back. And looking there. Okay. Let's continue to pie this off. We're going to try and flow through it again. Okay, that's clear. Reorientate back on this doorway. Get that open. Push back. Create the distance. Okay. Just going to take this nice and slow. We've got a gun on the side dresser there, so high likelihood there is an occupant. We're not getting a lot of angles here. Got a significant cut there, and then if there wasn't a door here, that would be less of a priority, but there is a door, so let's use that door as a little bit of cover. We're going to take this one first, and we're going to bail straight back out of there. We're going to see if he pursues. See if he's going to come to us. let that develop. Happy to be in a little bit of a standoff here. Absolutely no need to overcommit. It's a little, we've already taken a few hits. There we go. Okay, now we're switching to this. That door's shut, so let's quickly head over here. Get that pie started. And we're good. Create some distance. Ah, damn. Going up against guys with AKs with just a pistol is always tough. We're going to try this one again. This time, however, I am going to switch out that pistol. I know we want to try and remain as accurate as possible, but I just feel like we're going to be a little bit more... I have no doubt Mike can hit shots and incapacitate people quite quickly. I think that's a game mechanic that's going to be the main problem there. So let's try it with the Glock 22. It's just got a better... where are we? Yeah, better chance of a critical hit. Okay, switch it out again. Focusing on the door, come on up. Crack that door open, come back. Okay, start pie. Start that CQB Salsa that he was talking about. There we go, yeah, okay. I'm a lot more confident using this pistol, particularly up against guys with AKs. If we had have made this map ourselves, I would have only put pistol insurgents in just to make it a little bit more of a fair fight if we were going to stick with that Glock 19. But as it stands, I'm happy with this. If we're getting those quick shots that drop targets nice and quickly, like that, then that's fine. Again, we're going to focus on this. There's just a higher likelihood we've got guys in the rest of this than down in there. If we want, we can check that. No, we've committed to this now. Okay, let's cross that door, get back. Just doesn't want to do it. Just doesn't want to do it. Okay, I'm just going to have to reapproach just to get that door open. There we go, guys. Done and dusted. Much more confident with the Glock 22 as opposed to the 19X. In game, it's just gonna have a better chance of dropping bad guys faster, as opposed to putting 3 or 4 shots into them before anything happens. Particularly when we're doing these random maps, just can't afford to not have that advantage against guys with AKs. Alrighty, that was the first video using Mike Glover's fundamentals of one-man CQB as our source video. We do have 3 more, which means another 4 random maps where we continue to try and use his method of slowing it right down, really driving into those corners, and we're going to try and reduce our signature as much as possible. Alrighty, guys, tune in tomorrow for some more CQB Salsa. Have a good one.